Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Lulu discovers Brook Lynn had Dante's child. Lulu discovers Brook Lynn had Dante's child. And Drew blackmails Portia today on General Hospital. Brad and Lucas are over before they can reunite. Sasha accepts Jen's offer, and Jason tells Anna he doesn't believe Sidwell blew up Sunny's penthouse. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. In the Quartermain kitchen, Jason holds a gun on Sidwell, who says there has been a misunderstanding. Jason orders him out at gunpoint, and Sasha tries to get him to stop, but to no avail. General Hospital preview. Two unexpected alliances form with one goal: take down Drew. Sasha calls Jason and tells him that whatever he's about to do, he shouldn't. Tracy enters and wonders what is going on now with her. Is it Jason or her baby? Sasha tells Tracy to leave it, but Tracy says now that she is carrying a Quartermain, everything has changed. Sasha wishes she'd focus on the other Quartermains and leave her and her baby alone. Tracy says far too many people are invested in her and her baby, and the idea of her raising a baby on her own without the family involved is a dream, so she should wake up. Tracy tells Sasha she's brighter than Willow, so figure out how she and her baby can coexist in a world they are already a part of. Tracy says that in her experience, if you know who you are and what you want, the world can open up to you. That includes Jason and this family. She says her talk is done and asks for tea as she's parched from yapping. Later, Sasha prepares Tracy's tea and feels her baby kick. She takes out Jens's card from her pocket and calls him. More. Jack and Brennan's past connection. Dante and Cody discuss that summer after their altercation with Tracy. Gio and Dante check in with Cody at the stables. Cody breaks out some beers, but Gio decides to make sure everything on the estate is locked up first. Alone, Cody assumes Dante has something bugging him, which is why Gio ran off so Dante could talk to him. Dante says he got closure regarding Sam's death, but it's not helping. Cyrus being gone doesn't make losing Sam any easier, and it doesn't fix the tension between him and Lulu. Dante says Sam's death is always going to be this thing hanging between them. More. Chad Duell's new role. Carly declares war against Willow. Nina meets with Willow at the Metro Court. Willow has big news to share. Carly arrives, and Willow explains to Nina that she invited her so that they could hear what she has to say together. They sit down, and Willow knows neither of them will like what she has to say, but she and the kids are moving in with Drew. Carly asks Willow to reconsider. They've been keeping things stable between them and with the kids so Michael can focus on his recovery, but this is pushing Michael too far, and he won't stand for it. Willow says she is telling Carly this so as to not blindside her, but she's not asking for permission. Carly says she's blindsiding Michael, and he's the one she should care about. Willow points out that Michael filed for divorce. Is Carly expecting them to reconcile? Carly only wants her to give Michael time to heal, not shack up with the man who betrayed him and destroyed his marriage. Willow thinks it doesn't matter how long she waits to move in with Drew. Carly says she's tried to be civil, but if she does this, she'll be starting a war. Nina tries to calm the situation down and says there doesn't need to be a war. She says that without Michael here, Willow will decide what is best for herself and her family. Carly thought that Willow would put her kids' interests first, and she is selfish to the core. She tells Willow that she and Drew belong together. Willow refuses to listen to this, thanks her mom for everything, and walks off. Left alone, Carly asks Nina how that went. Nina says, as well as expected. Nina thinks she could have been easier on Willow. Carly tells her to think how it would have gone if Nina hadn't tipped her off about the move. She notes she just put Nina in the role of the great defender of her daughter. Nina hates having to play as if she's okay with Drew and Willow moving in together. Carly says Drew is the problem and that he needs to go. Anna makes a pitch at another table. Maxie sits with Anna and Emma. Anna gathered them because she wants Maxie to give Emma an internship at Deception. Maxie laughs out loud. Emma declines the offer. The cosmetic industry is all about chemistry. Maxie says a lot of students would kill for an internship, so she wants it to go to someone who wants it. Anna gets a call and has to run. Maxie knows the internship was Anna's idea, but says it could be a great opportunity for Emma. Emma says she'll think about it. Across the way, Portia checks in with her staff in Miami and lets Curtis know everything is going on as planned. Sidwell makes a confession. Jason leads Sidwell to the docks at gunpoint. Sidwell notes he's already in trouble for one murder, so does he want to add a second? Jason only wants the truth and asks if he blew up Sonny's penthouse. Sidwell says what happened in Africa was unique. The lines were blurred. But here in Port Charles he is setting up a legitimate business, and he intends to follow the law. Why would he start a conflict between himself, Jason, and Sonny? He has no problem with Sonny, and Jason returned his diamonds, so he has no problem with him. Anna appears and notes it's very chilly for an evening stroll. Sidwell asks if she's on a stroll as well. Anna informs him that she has him under surveillance and notes he visited the Quartermains before Jason escorted him down here. The launch arrives. Sidwell notes that's his ride, and he rushes off. Alone, Anna asks Jason what he's thinking, as he could have been arrested by her men following Sidwell. Jason says Sidwell showed up and threatened Sasha, so he had to make sure he knows not to mess with her. Anna understands why he is protective of Sasha. However, Anna notes he's still the prime suspect in Cyrus' murder, and taking out Sidwell would have made things worse with the DA. Jason insists he wasn't going to kill Sidwell, and he just wanted to know if Sidwell blew up Sonny's place. Jason says he said no, and he thinks he's telling the truth. Anna says perhaps, but this law-abiding businessman act is bull. Jason agrees that Sidwell is dangerous. Anna says he is, but right now, they have something more pressing to deal with. Jens makes it to Spoon Island when he gets Sasha's call. She accepts his offer. Emma and Gio interrupt. Emma runs into Gio outside of the Quartermain stables. Emma was hoping to see the horses, but Gio says Cody and Dante are talking, so now isn't a good time. Emma needs to just talk. She says her grandma wants her to intern at deception, and she feels it's a way to keep her supervised. Gio makes the same observation Anna did. He knows she is passionate about chemistry, so she could fit right in at deception. Back in the stables, Dante knows Lulu is trying to help him grieve, but he can't grieve Sam with Lulu. Dante admits it's been easy to talk to Brook, Lynn, but that hurts Lulu. Cody says there is also the fact that his history with Brook, Lynn is deeper than Lulu realizes. Dante never told Lulu about that and regrets it. Cody notes he fell in love with Brook, Lynn that summer. Cody asks if he'd ever tell Lulu. Dante doesn't know, as it was over before it began, and they didn't see one another for years. He says they were kids, and it's not as if something came from it. Cody asks, what if something did come of it? They're then interrupted when Gio and Emma walk in. Martin feels bad for Laura. Lulu returns to Laura's place, is on the phone with Spinelli, and knows Martin has info on Valentine. She walks in to find Martin sitting with her mother. She quickly hangs up, and Laura invites her to join them for dinner. Lulu says she is meeting Maxie for dinner and just stopped to get a heavier coat. Lulu rushes out, and Martin feels his presence chased Lulu away. He doesn't blame her, given his connection to Cyrus and Valentine. Laura says Lulu just needs a little bit of time, and Lulu will see him the way she does. He feels lucky to have her as a sister, and she feels the same about him. They're interrupted when Laura's assistant calls, and she learns the Esplanade has been pushed through. Laura calls Curtis, who is still out with Portia, and asks if he could come to her place as there is a big development. Curtis soon arrives and learns the city has been approved to move ahead with the original Esplanade project. She knows that's due to him and Jordan. Laura has one question. How did he get around Drew? Curtis says the credit goes to his Aunt Stella and explains how she knows Congressman Henderson, who is on the Appropriations Committee. Laura congratulates him and is proud of him. She asks if he's concerned about fallout from Drew. Curtis says Drew knows, and everything he's done is above board. He hopes they can all move forward, and that he and Drew can stay in each other's lanes. Drew forces Portia's hand. Portia heads to her office. Drew corners her. He tells her things have gotten out of hand with Curtis, but nothing has happened that can't be fixed. And that's where she comes in. Portia won't help him and says he doesn't respect boundaries and doesn't care who gets hurt in the process of getting what he wants. Drew can't believe she's judging him so harshly, given how she tried to inconvenience Heather Weber. She tries to play innocent, but he shows her the proof that she changed Heather's blood test to keep her in prison, which is unethical, even criminal. More. Is Drew's time just about up? Lulu goes sleuthing dressed as a maid. Lulu attempts to break into Martin's room at the Metro Court, but is caught by Maxie. Maxie asks her friend what she's up to. Lulu says this is her Uncle Martin's room. This is about Charlotte, and she tells Maxie to be her lookout. Lulu then races into the room. Lulu searches around and eventually finds Martin's briefcase, legal pad, and notes. Outside, Martin arrives and finds Maxie outside his door and thinks she has the wrong room. Maxie becomes very loud to alert Lulu and says she has a big bone to pick with him for dumping Lucy, which has sent deception into chaos. She suggests they go to his office to speak. He asks what is really going on. Back in the room, Lulu dumps Martin's briefcase when Maxie's voice startles her. As she puts everything back in, she comes across the notes from his meeting with Lois and learns about Brook, Lynn, and Dante's child. Brad blows it with Lucas in Lucas' hotel room in Miami. He asks Brad what truth he has to tell him. Brad admits the reason he's here is that he made Portia invite him. Lucas says, to find maid. Brad explains he did a favor for Portia, and she was inclined to do one for him. Lucas asks if this is like what he used to do for Britt. Brad says nothing like that, and Dr. Robinson needed something kept private, so he kept it to himself. Lucas doesn't want to hear any more about what he used to blackmail Portia, and that this was a giant mistake. Brad knows what he did was wrong, and that is why he told him. He was trying to be honest. Lucas tells Brad that he hasn't changed, and that he's never going to. Brad says he used the opportunity to get the two together. He still loves him, and Lucas cries that he loves Brad too, but to them, love means two different things. Lucas says love means trust to him, and he doesn't need his partner to be perfect. He says Brad always let his fear of disappointing him come first, even before his love for him. Brad argues that Lucas never let him have flaws, and no matter what mistakes he makes and owns up to, Lucas still rejects him. Lucas says he can't do this, he can't trust him, and he can't allow himself to accept any more lies. Brad notes that perhaps Lucas is right, and he'll just break his heart again, so it's best he get out now. He tells Lucas he may find that person he can trust, with no shades of gray or dark edges, but he'll always love him. Brad walks out. On the next General Hospital, Portia turns to Ava for help. Rocco blows up at Danny, and Jack tells Carly something else is going on.